Bonsoir à tous. On vous remercie d'être présents à cette dernière conférence de la journée pour le Club Jeunes. Je vais rapidement, avec Alexandra, vous présenter le Club Jeunes et ensuite on passera à la table ronde qui sera consacrée à l'intelligence artificielle. Alors, le club, il a été créé il y a 2 ans maintenant, et les objectifs du club, c'était de faciliter l'accès des jeunes à l'Institut. Donc, ça vient d'un constat qu'il peut être difficile de directement s'investir à l'Institut lorsqu'on vient d'adhérer à l'association. Donc, l'idée du Club Jeunes est là pour pallier en fait à ce petit trou d'air et de faciliter l'accès. Ça, c'est la première chose. La deuxième chose, c'est d'accompagner les jeunes actuaires dans leurs grandes étapes de carrière, à la fois professionnelle et à la fois au sein de l'Institut, à travers la qualification et la certification, qui sont très importantes. Et le dernier point, c'est de recueillir les attentes et les besoins des jeunes et de faire le relais avec le conseil d'administration pour pouvoir répondre au mieux à ces attentes. Alors, ce Club Jeune, il a été organisé autour de 3 grands axes. Le premier, c'est l'axe de la promotion du métier. On a un métier qui est très beau, un métier qui est d'intérêt général, mais qui a quand même du mal à être connu. Lorsqu'il est connu, il est reconnu, mais il faut déjà qu'on le connaisse. Et pour ça, on doit tous agir de manière collective. Et le Club Jeune, il agit en intervenant dans des établissements, par exemple pour promouvoir le métier, d'aller dans les forums, par exemple, le Forum Emploi Maths, au Salon Studirama à Paris, au Salon de l'étudiant à Rennes. Donc l'idée, c'est vraiment d'aller promouvoir ce métier. Et ensuite, d'aider aussi à l'organisation de la semaine actuarielle. Donc j'en profite pour vous encourager vivement à parler du métier, à aller intervenir si vous venez d'anciennes formations qui permettent de faire des concours, par exemple, pour aller prétendre aux écoles d'actuariat. L'Institut est là pour vous aider à le faire. On a des supports qui sont prêts, on a des flyers, et c'est un travail collectif, donc je vous encourage vivement à le faire. Le deuxième axe, c'est celui de l'organisation d'événements. Donc l'idée, comme je le disais au départ, c'est d'inciter les jeunes à venir à l'Institut. Donc là, on a des événements qui sont faits pour les jeunes, mais pas seulement. Donc l'idée, c'est aussi d'ouvrir et pour favoriser le lien intergénérationnel. Donc en termes d'événements, on a des conférences. Donc on a eu en 2024 une conférence sur l'intelligence artificielle. On est intervenu au congrès sur l'Actuaire et l'international. Donc ça fait écho à ce qu'on va voir aujourd'hui. Et en 2025, on a aussi eu une conférence sur l'open data et l'actuariat. Et il y a quelques jours, on est intervenu en amont de la nuit des actuaires sur l'actuaire et l'entrepreneuriat. Donc, on vous encourage vivement à venir à ces événements parce qu'ils sont vraiment là pour vous aider à vous intégrer à l'Institut et ensuite, par la suite, aller vers les groupes de travail, vers les commissions. Le troisième axe, c'est celui de la montée en compétences et l'international. La montée en compétences, elle passe par la qualification. La qualification est très importante à la fois pour l'Institut, pour sa reconnaissance internationale, mais aussi pour les actuaires, car si vous n'êtes pas qualifié, vous n'êtes pas forcément reconnu comme actuaire, mais plutôt comme étudiant, ce qui est un petit peu dommage. Et donc, nous avons mis en place des sessions d'aide à la rédaction du dossier de qualification. Alors, le dossier n'est pas très complexe à rédiger. Ce qui est compliqué, peut-être, c'est la motivation de le faire, ou encore un cadre pour pouvoir s'y mettre. Donc, ces mini-sessions sont là pour ça. On a 3 mini-sessions par an. Et on a quand même pas mal de candidats et pas mal de dossiers qui sont déposés. Donc, c'est quand même une grande fierté. Et le dernier axe, qui est un axe très important, c'est l'axe international. Donc je vais laisser Alexandra vous en parler, qui chapeaute ce groupe de travail. Merci.
Merci Irshad. Bonjour à tous ou bonsoir à toutes et à tous. C'est un véritable plaisir d'être parmi vous. Excusez-moi. C'est un véritable plaisir d'être parmi vous aujourd'hui pour partager l'implication à l'international de Club des Jeunes Actuaires à travers le Young Actuaires Initiative. Pour rappel, cette initiative a été lancée conjointement par l'Institut des Actuaires et l'Institut d'Allemagne et la DAV le 20 mars 2024 lors de la convention à Europe. Dès le départ, il ne s'agissait pas simplement d'une collaboration, mais bien d'un mouvement pour accompagner les jeunes actuaires, favoriser la connexion interculturelle et construire ensemble l'avenir de notre profession à l'échelle européenne. Concrètement, quelles sont nos ambitions ? Alors, nos ambitions sont soutenir le développement de la carrière à l'international des jeunes actuaires, créer une communauté internationale dynamique et proposer des opportunités de networking qui dépassent les frontières nationales. Depuis le congrès de l'an dernier, nous avons été très actifs. Tout d'abord, en novembre 2024, nous avons eu le premier séminaire de leadership en présentiel à Strasbourg. Organisé dans la capitale européenne, ce séminaire a marqué une étape très importante parce qu'il a permis à 31 jeunes professionnels venant de 11 pays de l'Europe de se rencontrer, d'échanger et de développer leurs compétences en leadership. Par la suite, en mars 2025, nous avons lancé la série de webinaires gratuits des lauréats du prix SCORE de l'Actuariat 2024. Cela permet aux jeunes actuaires d'accéder à des sujets de recherche actuels en sciences actuarielles, de promouvoir le développement de la discipline, d'encourager la recherche dans ce domaine et de contribuer à une meilleure compréhension et gestion des risques. Un moment fort de notre année, ça a été le Young Actuaries Career Day qui a eu lieu le 25 mars 2025. Pourquoi ça a été un moment très fort? C'est parce qu'avec 219 inscriptions venant de 36 pays, cette première édition a été un véritable succès. L'événement a montré l'intérêt croissant des jeunes actuaires du monde entier pour le développement professionnel et les échanges internationaux. L'événement s'est articulé autour de deux grands thèmes, développer vos compétences et faire progresser votre carrière. Alors, qu'est-ce que nous avons appris? Nous avons appris comment améliorer les compétences personnelles, les principaux défis en tant qu'entrepreneur, les éléments à prendre en compte pour une carrière internationale, parce qu'on tient à ignorer ce point, et enfin, comment adopter le bon état d'esprit pour avoir une mentalité outside the box. Nous comptons bien entendu continuer cette belle aventure dans la deuxième partie de l'année. Ainsi, nous poursuivons sur notre lancée avec la série de Young Actuaries Initiative Connect par les jeunes actuaires pour les jeunes actuaires. Le premier webinaire, qui aura lieu le 23 juin, dans la semaine prochaine, animé par 3 jeunes actuaires de la Society of Actuaries of Ireland, portera sur les évolutions actuelles en assurance non-vie et retraite. Une très belle illustration de notre volonté de favoriser l'apprentissage entre pairs et l'ouverture interculturelle. À travers toutes ces actions, nous restons fidèles à nos valeurs pour la Young Actuaries Initiative, qui était de développer vos compétences, faire progresser votre carrière et créer de connexions à l'échelle internationale. Nous sommes très fiers du chemin parcouru, mais encore plus enthousiastes par la suite. L'initiative des jeunes actuaires n'est pas simplement un projet, mais c'est une communauté, une plateforme et une vision pour l'avenir de notre métier. À toutes celles et ceux qui ont contribué, participé ou soutenu cette initiative, merci beaucoup. Continuons à construire, connecter et inspirer ensemble. Et avec ceci, merci pour votre attention. Et maintenant, je vais passer la main à Danis.
Thanks Alexandra for giving us the floor. As you can notice, this session will be in English, but on the slide you can have the French version. So today we will explore the role of actuaries in the AI era. So in this panel, we will have the vision of the AI and also some innovation vision from the entrepreneur. So we will have Hinga, the chair of Actuarial Association of Europe. She has served on the AI board of directors since 2020. So thank you for being here with us and welcome. Also from the left to the right, we have Aurélien Kouloumi, CEO and co-founder of at Dialogy. Dialogy is a French startup founded in 2023, help insurance and reinsurers and brokers unlock the potential of their document and manage their risk. Welcome, Aurelia. And then we have Rida Jari, co-founder and CEO of URLab. URLab is an agentic AI data platform. And me, myself, I'm Danis Diogue, life actuarial consultant at Willis Towers Watson, also known as WTW. So the first stage of our presentation, we will give the floor to Inga to share with us the AI visions on the actuary. So Inga, how the AI will impact our role? What is done on the EU for the young actuaries?
Yeah, thank you, Dan. So I'm really happy to be second time on a stage today, and of course Charles inspired us to speak in French, and I just remember that I also have two sentences. One is "Je m'appelle Inga," and another one "Je t'aime." But it will not help me to go through artificial intelligence topic what I'm planning to go. So still in English. And more serious, we really would like to share what we are doing on artificial intelligence on a European level. And the question is why it is so important for us, for actuaries. And we are concluding that it is not something wider fields, but that is really which is taking place already now. And for all of us, it has impact. And it doesn't matter, are we talking about already experienced actuary, or we are looking on a young actuary. And so I would say it is for all of us. And it is not just we need to change, but it is linked to all those changes what we see around, of course, in insurance field, but also in other fields, right? And therefore, in European Association, we are putting artificial intelligence as one of strategic priorities. And if we are going through how we are working on that, what specifically we are doing in Europe on artificial intelligence, then here you can see 4 blocks, what we are disclosing for you. We are saying through leadership, and that was linked back to the previous slide where I was saying that that is one of our strategic priorities. So we as a leaders of European community need to motivate you young actuaries and, as I already said, experienced ones to see that that is our daily life. And of course, it is not just inspiring, but also to think what tangible deliverables we can prepare to support you and to support all community of actuaries, and also not just community of actuaries, but we are saying that some of deliverables are really useful for CEOs and other positions in insurance companies. We have working group who is specialized on artificial intelligence, and that is also a way how we are working on artificial intelligence, right? And here you can see just few examples of our latest deliverables, what we have produced in European Association. And I really kindly ask you to go to those documents and to become familiar with them, because those materials we also share with European stakeholders, and majority of them were coming back to us and saying, you know, those are really well prepared documents, and they explain artificial intelligence and what it means for us. And then, of course, actuaries, we are saying that it is not just traditional and standard and way how we are working. We are saying we would like to be sexy, and to become a sexy, we are making a podcast, right? And here you can see that we already have 2 podcasts on artificial intelligence. And again, if you will go to LinkedIn, you will be able to follow us on those webcasts. podcasts. And just to giving you a possibility to make a registration for next coming webinar on artificial intelligence, which will take place in June, you can quickly scan a QR code and to make a registration for that. So already at the morning we were discussing that consultations, that is very, very crucial for us, for actuarial profession, because then we are saying our voice is heard, right? And if we are looking what we can say, how we understand artificial intelligence and what it means for actuarial profession, we take active role in consultations. And here you can see a long list of all those consultations where we took a place. So as you can see, it is a European Commission consultation, apply artificial intelligence strategy, then on EIOPA consultation. Again, please keep in mind, as we already discussed at the morning, it is always European level, right? And of course, France is included in that. And here just a few information about Artificial Intelligence Working Group. And again, I would like to invite you to scan a QR code, because that is open working group for all of us. So if you have interest in artificial intelligence, and you are welcome to join, and then you will become a part of all those deliverables and all that fun what we are doing on artificial intelligence. And here you can see the fun thing, of course, right? So I just took one of my pictures from one of the party, right? And I'm coming here to Paris, and I need to have Eiffel Tower and just to transfer photo in video. But I would say right now it is really time to stop make just a fun from artificial intelligence. It is time to move to more serious points, and I'm really looking forward for our discussion today during a panel, how to make the transfer from a fun to more serious one. That's it, and I'm coming to you.
Thank you, Inga, for this brilliant presentation. It's time to move from the fun to the real concrete stuff. Okay, so here I will ask some questions of our entrepreneur, and they will share with us some key insight on how we can use AI in our daily work. So, Reda, what is the practical utility of AI in the daily work of an actuary?
Thank you for the question. We all know that today most of the users, the ones that use AI, use it for writing emails. It is excellent for writing emails. And so excellent and so successful in this field that now we're talking about shadow AI in enterprise, which is a big risk for data leakage and security, IT security issue. I will also share with you to more than just writing, the ability to write correctly and to write more relevant text. I will share with you two statements from two very popular people in this field of AI. The first one is the one of Dario Amodei, the CEO and of Anthropic, the one who created Claude. And he said that more than 90% of the code will be written by AI before the end of the year. We have also Sam Altman, of the CEO of OpenAI, who said that GPT-5, which will be maybe released before the end of this year, will have PhD level knowledge, which means that we came from just generating text and writing emails, and now we are talking about handling technical IT topics and having expert knowledge, which means that today we can do a lot of things with AI today, not in the future.
GPA 5 PhD level.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what he said.
Okay, great. So, Aurélien, is it still possible to work effectively as an actuary today without using AI tools?
Good question. Should I ask to the audience maybe how many people right now are not using AI?
Do you have an idea on the question?
How many of you maybe you can take the hand? Yeah, put your hands up. How many people do not use AI yet anytime? 1, 2. Oh, yeah. Do not, yes.
So, are they still actuary or not?
Yeah, I believe they are actually. I hope so.
Okay. So how it is possible?
No, but more seriously, the point is, first, we are already using AI. I mean, 10 years ago when I was at ISFA, I was already studying AI when I had this clustering course or data analytics course. So I think the basis is what is AI in a certain matter. So we are already using AI. The real question is how deeply we should use AI from a generative AI perspective, maybe from an infrastructure perspective. So of course the answer I would like to say is probably as much as we can. We should embrace AI, because the true nature of our job, I suppose, maybe people will probably disagree, I don't know, is of course getting as much knowledge, as more signal as we can to better understand the risk, to better understand the market, to better capture behavior of people. So that's what can bring AI in a certain way. Of course, increase efficiency, because we are in a competitive market with more and more constraint on companies. So that's another thing that another reason for what we have to use AI. And of course, unlimited pursuit of getting better model to better assess, to better understand. So that's another way. So, that's my personal belief, but we should use AI as deep as we can, of course, depending on our constraints, depending on the culture of the company, depending on the capability and the budget that we have.
Okay, great. So we notice that you say that we have to use AI to better understand the risk. Okay, so we can keep it, and you will come back later. So Inga, do you have some perspective on this question?
Yes, and I would like really invite you to go away from a fun to more serious one. And I would like to share with you that in my company where I'm working right now, we even developed a specific group of the people who are called pioneers of artificial intelligence. And the main purpose for that group is that we are coming together and sharing our experiences. So what was well, what was not so well, what else we can do. And the question what we are always repeating to ourselves, which are routine activities in my daily work, just to identify them and then to think, are they replaceable or not with artificial intelligence support, right? So I would say from my experience, not all activities will be replaceable, but the most challenging is really to start think what activities are maybe boring, or really repeating too much, and then to help yourself to move from that fun to more serious one.
Okay, to move the work from the fun to the more serious one. So Reda, as Reda, as AI is transforming our quotidian, our daily work, so what impact can you see on the AI in our work? So do you have some insight for us? What can we I don't know, tomorrow, are we going to have also some actuaries, or they will have another kind of actuaries or another ways to be an actuary? Do you have, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I will say that what I will say now is not exclusive to the actuarial profession. I think I strongly believe that in the future, AI, and more specifically using AI agent, specialized AI agent, will be a native tool for all the professionals. But to do so, first they need to have 3 elements validated. The first one is trust. How to make a professional trust the results of provided by the AI, and it's more specific for the actuaries, because how the challenge is how to make this stochastic element by nature to provide precise and exact results when it comes to actuarial calculations. And trust me, it's a big chunk of technological challenge for that, just for that. The second one is security. How to make using this, again, stochastic element, using it in a very secure and controlled IT environment without compromising the security of this network that must work and must run anytime, anywhere. And the last one is providing real value and real impact. And for this one, it's no more an assumption. It's a reality, and that's why we are throwing a bunch of millions at the state level on generative AI around the world, because we know for sure now that it's provide real value. So once we validate these 3 points, it will be just a question of time to have it as a native tool for every actuary. And the impact on for actuaries in the future, what I'm seeing is that the actuaries of the future will be a better actuaries. They will know better their core business value. They will understand better their product, because they will have more time to analyze. They will be more focused on their core field, the main field. For sure, they will be better than me, so for sure, but for all our generation, because today we have a lot of people that are specialized in some certain frameworks, certain technology. In the future, an actuary will be a real actuary, and no more Frankenstein, actuarial, coder, data scientist, and so on and so on.
Great, thanks for your answer. And I don't know for you guys, but I think by the end of this session, we really have to keep something in our mind. How to domesticate AI? Is it possible to, when I wake up the morning, I go to the work, how can I be sure that I can use AI and I feel really, I don't really fear of this new solution? Is it possible to achieve the stage that I am really, I'm not a fear of this technology. I'm not a fear on AI tools. When I have a model in which we have a AI with an AI path, how can I validate AI model? If tomorrow I am a jury of, I don't know, a thesis, how, as a jury, how can I really interrogate the subject and make sure that this subject is good? How can I challenge AI model? Aurélien?
Open question, I would say.
Yeah, the floor is yours.
No, that's a really open question, but yeah, more seriously, maybe asking yourself the same question you ask any morning when you wake up as an actuary. So first, what are the hypotheses? What do you have in your hands? So what's the data that you have to use your AI services? What's the distribution of this data? Is that representative enough of my business, of my risk, of whatever? Does the hypothesis that I've selected as key parameters for the model are the one I should use? Should I revise my sensitivity test? So basically, what's the frame? What do I have in my hand? What's the oil to make this engine works? Second question is probably, how should I use it? So am I using this tool in the way I should use it? Does this model have been trained on the task I'm doing right now? We know that before GenAI, we had some specific some model that we have to pretend by ourselves, and we were more or less aware of the capability because of the domain of the data that have been used, that have been explored to train this thing. It's more complex for sure when you are using GenAI because the data is so huge. But at the end, it's still the same. What's the domain validity? What are the evaluation that I'm obtaining? More and more, unfortunately, I'm seeing young actuaries just using GenAI as they are using just a piece of Python code, whereas we are talking about models with errors prone, with uncertainties, with many other factors, bias, and so on. So the sequence is probably, am I using this tool well? So yeah, and probably the last question is to make this easy to use is what do I keep at the end what's the result, what's the result. So basically, after having this model, this AI, this results obtained through initial data or through hypotheses that I've set up, what's the result? What I'm doing with this result, or do I maintain this model or the result through time, or should I evaluate the persistency, the consistency, the potential drift associated with this model? So yeah, 3 questions. What do I have? How should I use it? What are the consequences? And from a technical perspective, representativity of data, domain validity, evaluation measure, including those that we are using on a common basis in actual science, like uncertainty and confidence level. And finally, what are the consequences? Of course, consequences on the consumer, on the P&L at the end of the year, but also, and we had the discussion to talk about that from an ethical perspective and also an ecological perspective.
Great, thanks a lot. Certainly, I'm sure that I didn't cover all your question or something. I don't know if you have one question, only one question, because you don't have enough time. So the floor is yours, just one question. Yeah, we have, I don't know. Yes,
Samuel. Thanks for the presentation. To what extent are actuary not going to be replaced by AI in the future?
I think we can refer to Charles' quote, right? He just left, but that is purpose how we are working International Actuarial Association together with European Association. So I'm referring now to Charles, and he's always repeating to us that it is not artificial intelligence who will replace actuaries, but actuaries with knowledge of artificial intelligence will replace actuaries, right?
That's a complicated question. When you are using GenAI, you are changing your way to do your job as an actuary, that's for sure. And the fact just that we have access to a tremendous volume of knowledge iterates by nature a part of the job of actuaries which rely a bit on this knowledge. The real question, of course, after is, does this GenAI tool also had the experience, the legitimacy, and many other aspects to do what we do on a daily basis? So I do not have the answer to this last point, and I don't think that the answer is, of course, we will set up regulation that do not allow AI to do actual stuff. That will be probably partially true, but that's the only way. That's not the only way to handle the answer. So yeah, I fully agree with the citation. It's probably also a question of just changing the job as we changed in the past with computers and other stuff.
For me, I like to give the analogy, like the best analogy is agriculture. For example, if you take the history of agriculture, it requires a lot of people to labor a big surface. With the increasing of the use of robots and machines, the first one that use this machine and learn how to use it now can labor bigger surfaces with less people, which means that at enterprise level, at individual level, it's very simple. We have here a technology that increases significantly the productivity, and for sure, the first one that will adopt it very quickly, we will have the big part of the cake. And also the way, exactly the same way as agriculture, the way we work will change, the way we have our value proposition will change. For example, me personally, before AI, my value proposition as an actuary was to have an expertise in R and Chinese. And that's what I was selling to companies as a consultant. If I keep doing so, I'm for sure I'll be left behind. But now with AI, I will not say, okay, AI will replace what I'm doing because she's doing better than me. But I'll say, okay, how I can use AI, even with public tools like ChatGPT and so on, to have a better value proposition, to be to have more value proposition for my clients. That I think it's responsibility at personal level and enterprise level.
Get a better value added. So this is the final word of this speech. I am aware that it wasn't enough to cover all your questions, but you don't have a choice because it's the end of the date. I just want to thank you all to attend this session. I also thank our distinguished panels who accept to give all this brilliant information. And we will give the final speech to Inga.
Thank you.
But don't worry, it will not be speech with the slides, right? If we would summarize what we had discussed here in French Congress about artificial intelligence, then I really hope that majority of you will agree what we as a panelists shared right now, that artificial intelligence is already here. And that is our way or change of our mindset, how we are preparing ourselves. And here I'm looking on you, and thanks to lights which are switched on. So I'm looking to all of you, to older, young actuaries. It relates to all of us. And then the question is how we can really get the best out of it. And I would like to refer also to such events as a Congress right now. So that is opportunity for us to come together and exchange views and exchange ideas. And of course, some advertisement, right? So again, back to ECA 2026, which will take place in June 2026. So next year, again here in Paris. And I'm sure that in a Congress, there will be very valuable comments and discussion modules about artificial intelligence. And of course, thank you once more for inviting us to be here and to have a possibility discuss about artificial intelligence in French Congress.